Hey everybody, welcome to this month's question of the month. Remember, you can submit your own question by going to yoganatomy.com/myquestion. This month's question comes from Maria. She says, "Hi David, I have been practicing yoga the last 7 years and teaching yoga the last 4 years. I have a compensated scoliosis, 30 degrees lumbar curve, 25 degrees thoracic curve. Since I've been practicing yoga, my spine flexibility has improved a lot. But still, when it comes to back bends, I have a hard time. I feel stuck, like my spine won't expand anymore. Is there any way you can recommend someone with scoliosis can work on their back bends? Any idea would be appreciated. Thank you so much." So a couple of things come to mind. One, of course, with scoliosis, depending on how yours is put together, I mean, you have the degrees there, but functionally, they change person to person. Even if you had the same degrees, exactly where it happens in the lump, that affects everything. So that's underlying any answer I give. You have to modify for your specific circumstances. So the biggest part is, one is probably not to focus on trying to bend your spine too much anyway, because with that curve there, the function changes. It's not, you don't want to think of your back bend being like everybody else's, in other words, right? The bigger part, I think, and again, it's always hard because I'm not seeing you do your back bend or seeing how your body functions to be able to give you a really specific answer, so I have to keep it somewhat general. But a big component of scoliosis is that there's a pelvic distortion. In other words, one side of your pelvis is going to be tilted down and forward, more than likely, or the other one back. I'm going to assume that's the case. The other important part of a back bend is the hip flexors. And when one side of your pelvis is tilted forward and down like that, it usually implies that the hip flexors on that side, which include psoas, quadricep, adductors potentially, maybe even tensor fascia lata, right? All of those, if they're tight, are going to prevent your pelvis from being able to tilt, which is actually going to force compression into the low back. That's generally true in back bending. And in your case, the resistance for your back expanding or opening, as you describe it, may have to do more with other stuff. And the first thing I would look at, it would be the hip flexors. Either way, give a little test to that. You can always test your hip flexors by kind of doing like a hero's pose. And notice, what the pelvis likes to do on both sides, because both of those put a lot of pressure on the hip flexors. And as a result of that, if there's more tension in one side, you're going to see the bumps on the front of your pelvis, or technically the ASIS, anterior superior iliac spine, more down or lower or sticking up or something like that. So look to that and then try to address that and see if that affects your spine. That's where I would start, all right? I hope that helps. Everyone else, thanks again for watching. You can always submit your own question by going to yoganatomy.com/myquestion. Have a good one.